Yo, yo,
Over here
yo.
dance.
Yeah. Come on.
I feel like I
Yeah.
should see like Snoop Dogg, like
Crip walking.
yeah.
It all goes to the thing and you're all back there.
I'm all back there like
What up, everybody? What up, Monica? How you doing?
I am doing good. I am happy it's Friday. I get to kick some grass over this shit of a week and move forward into the weekend.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Dude, I've actually, man, it sucks. Um uh my stomach. Okay, so I haven't eaten since Sunday night, right? And
The fuck?
today,
You haven't eaten in a week?
yeah, so today I was like, all right, I'm finally hungry, you know. So I was like, well, it's not abnormal for me to go like 2, 3 days without eating. Like I do it all the time. But once you get past a certain point, like your body just like starts rejecting food basically. So I got past the point, and today finally I was like, oh man, you know, actually I'm feeling kind of hungry. I'll go get. So I went and got like a Philly cheesesteak, and I ate it, and it just tore my stomach freaking apart, dude. Like all day I've had like the
Oh
worst
man.
freaking heartburn. Like I can't. But other than that, I'm all right. But yeah, I went too long. If you go too long, it hurts when you start eating again.
I'm sorry that you do that. I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah.
you go that long without eat. I mean, I can go a minute without eating, like a hot minute without eating, but I don't know about a week. Like I've got to ingest something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the beer keeps me full.
Well, I
No,
guess.
but I used to like when I had the 9 to 5. I would literally from lunch on Friday till lunch on Monday, I wouldn't eat. So I'm just used to it. But it's weird because I don't eat and I'm still fat. So I don't know.
Cut out
I don't know where the logic lies.
like I bet it's just what is it, bloating? Because I'll tell you
Maybe.
what, when I drink beer, I puff up like a freaking Macy's Day float. I can't drink the beer.
No, I'm a naturally heavy person. Like even when I was a young kid, like when I was in probably middle school, like dude, I probably weighed as much as most adults, and I wasn't like a fat kid, but I was just a really,
See,
and I
I was
wouldn't even say big
solid.
bone.
All my kids are solid. Like, you pick up kids that are light,
Mm,
like, oh, they're like birds, like bird bones. My children are
right.
like lead.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I was like that too. And I mean, even in my younger years when I was considerably thinner, um, I still weighed a lot because I have a lot of muscle mass. So
Mm,
I've always weighed a lot. I think when I was like a little like 27, 28-inch waist, in high school, I weighed, I wore a size like 6, 8, and I still weighed like 155 pounds because
yeah.
I had a lot of muscle.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Same. Yeah. Between me, Jen, and especially between me and Jen, our kid that we had together, like that kid, he's 10. Um, I think he's already pushing like 130, 140. I mean, he's chubby, but he's not like a overly fat kid. He's not Cartman. You know what I mean? But
It's a third attack.
yeah, but like if it came down to a fire, I'm just gonna have to throw him out a window instead of carry him out the door.
Just toss him.
Yeah, like I got one good toss in me. There you go.
See, Lucas is he's pretty light, but I mean, poor Lucas. Like I'm short, Chris is short. I mean, I think I'm like 5'6". Chris is pretty much the same height that I am. So Lucas is going to be vertically challenged, I feel. I mean, unless he gets the genes from my side of the family, because like on my mother's side, I mean, you can push 6 foot, but if he takes after his father's side of the family, he's going to be a little vertically challenged. And so when he was a baby, he was like solid. Like I said, my babies, my kids are like, when you're picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
But he's slight, and for a 12-year-old, he's not particularly heavy. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, my 10-year-old, he's almost as tall as Jen's 5'2", so he's almost as tall as her. But
How tall
like,
are you, Joe?
I'm 6 foot.
Are you?
So yeah, so he's almost as tall as her. My 18-year-old son, he's 6 foot. He's like right eye level with me, and but he probably weighs freaking 120 pounds soaking wet. Like,
Oh.
his mom was tall and lanky. She's a very skinny chick, and Jen's built solid. Like, I mean, but also she's the pit master, so she's slinging 80-pound briskets all day long. So she can like
handling that meat all day. Yeah.
Yeah, she's lifting meat all day. So to her, she's like, what are you talking about? I'll carry this couch by myself. Jesus.
And like a nice, strong woman.
Right. Cornbread fed woman.
I used to be strong like that, but then I turned 50 and my back was like, it's been real. I'll see you later. My lower back was like,
oh, yeah.
Been real, lady. Gonna go on vacation.
Right. Yeah, no, I got parts of me that are going out left and right. People, actually, my buddy was like, he's like, dude, did you hurt your leg or something? You're like, you're limp, because I was like kind of doing the limp when I was at San Antonio. I was like, no, dude, I just woke up this way. I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt myself.
Dude,
but I woke up and went,
when you're out of commission because your pillow. Like,
yeah.
Like, I can't sleep right because I got the wrong pillows, and I can't fight the right pillows, and now my neck is jacked up.
Yeah,
for real. Like, I had to buy a 3-inch like foam mattress topper to stop my back from hurting so dang bad, to stop from waking up in pain every morning. Because like for the last 6 months, I've legit woken up in pain, and it got so bad over the last like 2 months. Like, it was hard for me to get out of bed. Like, it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And it used to be like if I got up and moved around, like the pain would, subside. Over the last month, it wasn't. Like, it was just solid pain. Like, it wasn't
just
going
stayed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to get this stupid mattress topper because I'm fucking old. And it's like magic. I can move now.
Right.
So now that we're okay.
Yeah.
About being old.
Okay. Okay, so tonight we're going to do a little bit of a smorgasbord, because I was thinking about different topics to do, and I was like going through my mental file. I'm like, oh, I want to do that one, but I only got so much of it. I want to do this one, but I only got so much of it. So I was like, forget it. We'll go through a little bit of everything and just things that we find interesting. One of the ones that sparked me is I recently came across this, and I don't want to call it what I think it is yet, but I remember this from being in school, and I remember being taught this and it being common knowledge. And I'm pretty sure a lot of everyone I've asked so far about it has said the same thing. So I'm going to lay it on y'all. When you were in school and being taught about, geographical locations and such, what is the longest river in North America?
The longest river in North America?
Yeah.
The Mississippi, I thought.
Right. That's Mississippi. That it's not
In North America,
in
not
North America.
not the Americas, just North
Not
America.
the Americas. It's the Missouri River. Yeah. I'm calling Mandela effect. Yeah. You can Google it. What's the longest river in North America? The Missouri River.
Okay.
Bullshit. It's always been the Mississippi. Because the Mississippi
I
runs.
mean, well, it kind of just divides the continent in half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I heard that and I was like, what? No way. I like that one dude. What? No way.
Maybe
But
it's the widest one, not the longest one.
that's what she said. But yeah, no, I remember it being the longest river in North America. And now it's the Missouri. And I don't know how I feel about that, but it's not good. I think it's CERN. I think it's CERN.
Yeah, I mean, something's up at CERN. We need to stop firing that damn halidron, or however you say it, collider up.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
The Halidron Collider.
It's a halidron collider, right?
Yeah, I do believe.
CERN. Halidron. CERN. Hadron.
Hadron. Yeah, Hadron.
Hadron. Hadron. Don't know where the hell I got halidron.
Because we're from Texas.
Damn, I
We
guess.
say everything wrong.
Listen, I try to enunciate properly. I try to speak proper English. I really do.
I don't. I purposely misspell. You see my text.
No, I know you do. And I'll do it right back.
Yeah.
And I will purposefully mispronounce things just to be stupid. Oh gosh, I had this one jewelry designer. I was goofing around and I was purposefully slang talking. It drove him mad. It drove him nuts. He thought that I legitimately did not know how to speak.
Right,
and how
exactly.
to pronounce things. Because I was deadpanning it. So then, I mean, once I realized that people think that, I'm stupid like that, or, I get under their skin, then I just lay on that button. I just lay on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, if I text anybody the word everywhere, there's no V in it. It's ERRY. Everywhere. There's everywhere. So that got me into thinking about a few of them, and then we were doing the conspiracy theories last time, and then that brought me into a branch of some of those that I didn't touch on that I still kind of wanted to do. And then I was thinking about the time travel thing. So it's not I guess it'd be more interdimensional than time travel, but you remember the story about the dude that he has a wife and kids and whole family and everything, and then one day he's sitting in his living room and he's looking at the lamp. There's a red lamp, and it
yes, it was all in his head.
Yeah, and he comes out and he had to literally go through therapy and stuff because he literally lost
the loss of the family that wasn't ever really
that didn't exist. Right.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about stuff like that. So, and this goes for the chat too. If y'all got any of those that we might know about, go ahead and feel free to chime in because we're smorgasbording it, and we'll just cover any and all that come to mind.
We're doing weird stuff gumbo tonight. Just throw it in the pot. So here's a weird one. Do you know that you can suffer a brain injury that causes you to speak with a foreign accent permanently, just randomly? You get knocked on the noggin and you come to, and suddenly you're speaking
hello, love.
crazy Czechoslovakian accent. that
Yeah.
you didn't have previously.
What the bloody hell happened to me? I mean, like,
Yeah,
dude,
suddenly,
you're
you're
from
talking like
Wisconsin.
you're from Britain or, South Africa, or I mean, and it's not any one particular accent people get. They just random freaking accents.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
And also even languages too, which is a very weird one. And um, that's why there's a lot of investigation from the church before they do exorcisms, because they'll be like, oh, they know a language that they've never. All of a sudden they're speaking Latin, but they never learned Latin, or something like that. But that's why they have to do like heavy investigation before they actually consider it a brain anomaly over
Well,
a
there's so many, yeah,
demon.
there's so many other things it could be before you get to possession,
Yeah, yeah.
which is
And
smart. I mean, you should rule
and
out everything.
one that stands out to me was this one dude. I forgot where I heard it. Maybe it was Mr. Baldwin or something. But dude was on a phone during a thunderstorm, and lightning hit the wire, and it went shocked him and zapped him out. And after that, he could play, and he ended up writing and composing like huge like piano symphonies, and like great piano
I
work.
think I did see that somewhere. That's interesting. Like it just, I don't know, it awakens a part of your mind, like just unlocks something in there.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but
And
go ahead.
well, I was just thinking along the lightning lines and weird, odd things. If you're struck by lightning, you get the lightning tattoo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's cool. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Yeah, that'd be a cool tattoo to have.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean
I
it's
would like
it's
getting it.
it's a burn, but
Yeah,
they call it the lightning tattoo. It's a burn in the shape of, the electrical, like whatever it is, currents going
the
like
current,
through your
yeah,
skin.
the
It
channels
sears your
with the
skin.
current. Yeah, but like that to me, like isn't too far fetched. So like a little bit of personal stuff about me. When I dropped out in early ninth grade, and dude, I had from fifth grade on to ninth grade, I didn't learn anything. I wouldn't take tests. I didn't learn any school. I didn't care. Like as soon as they hand me, oh, but take one and pass it back, I'd pass them all back. Like I made zeros, and they just pushed me forward. And so by the time I went and took my GED, and then went to college, when I went to get my associates, I don't even know if they consider that college anymore. Um, like I couldn't even divide. And I remember being in phase one, and they're like, they were going to go over algebra 2 and all this. And they're like, oh, y'all remember how to divide? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know how to divide at all. They're like, what? No, you sure you do? It's just been a long time. I'm like, no, you don't seem to understand. I don't know how. And but by the time I got through that class and into solid state devices, like I could literally speak in binary. Like I'd pass notes in binary, just ones and
Okay.
zeros, so like you it just a matter, because I think it was time for my brain to learn and unlock,
Right.
so I do see, not a, and that's not by any means like an instant connection, like I get hit by lightning and all of a sudden I can play Mozart,
Right.
but there is a point where your brain can unlock and allow information to soak in. And if you understand, like maybe he understood, hot cross buns on the recorder, you know what I mean? Like, and then could, you know, simulate or emulate the notes and understand the way the note progression was on the keyboard
Right.
from a simple layout, I don't know, maybe. That's my
Maybe.
that's
Yeah.
my take on it.
Well, why
That's
not?
my logical take on
Well,
it.
it's time you're just ready, and sometimes, well, I don't know about like waking up and being able to suddenly like compose, sonatas. That's
Right.
that's one thing. But suddenly being able to absorb more information than normal, I mean, you're
Yeah.
just reached a point. There's so many contributing factors. Like you've just reached a point where the stimuli is your brain is ready to just accept that. And it could be a lot of outside things. Subconsciously maybe you've accepted that you need to start, learning more, and your brain's opening up to that. I mean, it could be things like that, because there's just so many things that could trigger that awakening, I guess. You're
Mm-hmm.
learning.
No, I agree.
You're learning
Yeah,
core.
because the brain's an untapped. We don't know really crap about it. It's about as deep as the ocean compared to what we know about it. You know what I mean? So who knows? There could be ancient technology from Tartaria in there somewhere.
Yeah, the mud
Yeah,
floods,
yeah.
right?
We don't even know.
Yeah, because the federal building in downtown San Francisco has been there for millions of years, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Of course it has.
Sure. Is that when there was glacial things like right up on the bay there?
There's no such things as glaciers.
Yeah, or interstellar space.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
we've got a flat, hollow Earth. It's flat
Yeah.
yet hollow.
All satellites are on balloons.
They're
See,
on.
now you're starting to get it.
See, and then yeah, like the what do I have here that I could simulate? 2 water bottles. The moon and the sun are just two things like rotating around the pancake.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they actually do
Explain to
more
me
like
how we have
they do
dark.
more like this,
Yeah, but still.
and then they get closer towards the center, and then they spread out, and they spread out towards, and that's how you get the seasons.
Yeah, that's totally how it happens.
Yeah, with rum and Budweiser, it's so when digging into um, conspiracies and all of it, what's one of your uh, favorite ones that keeps you on the fence? Like, because I got a few of them that I'm like, yeah, I can see that, but no, I'm kind of calling bull crap.
Okay,
But
so on the fence, it could go either way. The moon landing. I
yeah,
am legit. I mean, I'm more on the side of it. It did happen. I know you're on the opposite side of that.
well, I don't believe in the moon, so
Yeah, well, of course. But I think even before you didn't believe in the moon, you probably didn't believe in the moon landing.
no, it's true. Yeah.
I can see like 100% where it would have been on a soundstage. Like I can see both sides. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can see both sides of the argument just very clearly.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think we talked about it last time too, where it was one of the big ones is the ratio of the size of the Earth from the pictures and yada yada yada.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to me like the Earth should be considerably larger in the background, like considerably larger. But I am no rocket scientist. I don't know. It just it seems to me like it should be.
Yeah. I think to me and forgive us, Chad, if we've discussed this before, but so when it comes to that one, the one that really gets my goat, I guess you could say, about it is, okay, if it was faked, right, then there's that whole B reel, right, where they switched over to the medical line, where they're talking about the aliens waiting for them on the ridge of the crater,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, Santa Claus is following us, and blah blah blah, and yada yada yada. And then they're like, and they talk about how whenever they're actually trying to land in that one trench or whatever, or the original landing spot, that they were losing control. And this is like, recorded between the capsule and ground control, and the whole thing blanked out, and there was like something took over and landed them safely on their own. So then you go into, okay, if it was fake, then why have the whole alien thing going on, and why keep it secret? If aliens aren't real, then why would that be there? So you got like the three prongs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got like, it's real, it really happened, or it was completely fake. But if it was completely faked, why make up the alien thing? And if
Right.
aliens are real, why include them in the faked part?
Yeah.
Like, but
Reality,
if
I don't know.
you boil it down to the real quote unquote reason, is we were trying to defeat, Russia in the space race.
Yeah.
And come hell or high water, America's not going to want to lose to.
Yeah, even if it's from a sound stage in Studio B.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So the main motivation, captivates the willingness to cheat, and
Right.
then I guess the rest of it would be throwing you off from the real point, like getting your suspicions as far away from the main motivation. That would make sense to me. Throw it off the trail,
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, that's just me. Okay, so here's another one. Speaking of the fake moon landing, I don't know if you looked into this, but so they've been talking about this one mountain ridge in the Mars rover pictures, and on this mountain ridge, it's like a sloped mountain, and there's very distinct like lines in it. Like one of them looks like almost like a rectangle, but it kind of looks like a old school big G. Then right next to it, to the right of it, there's another rock formation, and they're literally lining them up, and it lines up perfectly with this. I want to say it's in Canada, but a mountain ridge in Canada. And they can take the mountain ridge in Canada, superimpose it, and put a red filter on it, and it's right there with the one on Mars.
Okay.
It's called like the island of Daria or Dora the Explorer or something.
Yeah, it's the island of Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's it.
But no, but it really is. It really is a thing, and it's like, it's kind of weird, man. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, and that could be the same concept. They're like, we're at Mars and we're way ahead of everybody else, and but they're really, on an outdoor sound stage. I don't know if you've seen that one yet.
I have not. But I don't dive deep into the conspiracy theories,
Yeah, because it would
and
shatter your.
I just don't. I mean, I kind of skim over that. I mean, I touch on them. I shouldn't say skim over them. I touch on them, but I don't dive down the rabbit hole as much. Now, like the alien conspiracy theories I probably have dived deeper into because when I was younger, I was way into UFOs. And then I got away from UFOs because it was just everything was UFO. It was so saturated. And quite honestly, I got tired of listening to it. And my husband, because he works in the aerospace industry, he's very interested in UFOs, right? So he's always listening to this or that or some whistleblower, and he's recently, within the last few years, kind of dived into it. So it's constantly on again in the background. And I've always, kept tabs on it, but I didn't really get deep into it. But, we did watch Undisclosed, which was very interesting to me when that first came out. And, it piqued my interest, but not enough for me to jump back into it fully. But I think that might have been what set him off down the path. I think he's always been interested in it, but working where he does, and then seeing that, he just grabbed it, and now he's watching as much as he can about this and that, and anytime there's a hearing, he'll listen to those. He's fascinated by it, which is great. I love that he's interested in something that isn't Bigfoot. So I encourage it. And, I 100% believe in UFOs and aliens. I think that it's ridiculous to not believe in that. But I think that recently, because the point I'm making is because that's been in the background so much, I've been touching on it more lately. So I've been listening to more of it. So you and I both listen to the Y-Files. He's got some good shows. And does he do deep dive? No, but he gives you some good points. He brings up things. He touches on the key points on both ends of a topic, and I appreciate that. But he's got
good graphics.
Yeah, and he's got great graphics. Hecklefish annoys the shit out of me, but
Hecklefish is my favorite. I'm literally your Hecklefish.
I think he's growing on me, but for a while I was just it rubbed me the wrong way. But I appreciated it for what it was. There's just little, tidbits there's just little info things, not a huge deep dive, but information that's interesting. And, I've watched a lot of the alien ones because, I'm listening to it now because Chris is interested in it. And I'll send him things if I hear them. So I never really paid much attention to the Dulce base. I know who the key players were I know the gist of the story, but I never really paid a lot of attention to it. So I've started paying more attention to it. And then, we were talking about it last night, the bases, right? The bases under the bases and the different, reverse engineering that is potentially going on. And then the different life forms, the alien life forms that we have down there. Some of them are in captivity and some of them are not in captivity and supposedly working with us.
With them,
yeah. And, working with us until they're not working with us and we're actually working for them until we can reverse engineer and get the technology to be more on a, even playing field. So, consider the advancements. Consider the advancements that we've made technologically within the last 50 years.
Right.
Over the previous 50 years.
Yeah. The way technology multiplied the way it did.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's just it grew exponentially. It's ridiculous. And in my opinion, it came from somewhere. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was coming from reverse engineering. And anything that we have on the market today commercially, I do believe that it is in use somehow in a black ops, let's say,
right.
function. They're 10, 20 years ahead of us. It's just not available to it in 10 or 20 years. It'll be available to us commercially.
Yeah, my cousin, when he was in the military, when he came back, he said I ain't gonna tell you not much because he had a security clearance or whatever. But he said anything that commercial use gets is at least 20 years behind what the government already has.
Yeah, I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff. And I was watching another thing because, they talk about what was going on out at Denver Airport and, all the underground stuff at the Denver airport. And now after like looking into it and hearing all these different things, I think the Denver airport was taking the place of that hotel they had out on the East Coast where like all the Senate would go, like where they'd whisk people away in the case of like nuclear threat.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was like the worst kept secret after a while.
Right.
Everybody knew it was there. I think that underneath the Denver airport, that's what that was meant to be. I think that that's where they were taking like high ranking people. That's where they were supposed to go. Like in the case of an event, just like listening to everything and like, that's what I think it was.
Yeah, when you look at the budget, especially, and this taps into what Uncaged was asking about earlier about the connecting tunnels between the East and West Coast of government, and we'll touch down on that, Uncaged, no doubt. Yeah, so I think that one goes more into, like you're saying, the hideout spot, but now it's the elite has gotten so much bigger that now it's more of a sustainable city type of thing. Because if you really look at the budget for talking about the Denver airport, the budget was crazy. It went over like 4 times its size. Yeah, it was. So whatever's down there, whatever they got going on.
Yeah, so there were buildings supposedly that like they weren't supposed to build or were obsolete or something. They were like these 4-story buildings that were either not supposed to be there or they decided they didn't want anymore. Rather than tear them down, they buried them.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, that makes, from a construction standpoint, that makes no sense. Like, what idiot believes that? Like, just throw some sand, just dig a hole and put them in the. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like, you don't just bury a building.
Yeah, what'd you do with that building we bought? It turned out to be crap, so we buried it. I
mean, you can bury the rubble of a building,
right?
But
you demolish.
Dig a hole and take a structure and put it in the hole and then kick some dirt over it. It doesn't work like that.
Right. Yeah. No, and the weird symbology over it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like the blue Lucifer, right, which is the pale horse, right?
How about all the crazy like Nazi symbolism that was going on, like with the murals there?
The murals. Right.
We thought that was a good idea.
Yeah. And it tells how it tells a story about, mediocre life ending and people being.
I mean, it all points to like I mean, it does all kind of point to a new world order. I mean, you can explain it. You can explain it away. Like they've got some very convenient explanations.
Well, it's called the New World Airport. And there's that big plaque that's from in the middle of it. That's literally the New World Airport. It's like
it's the New World
that's
Commission.
A very or New World Commission. Yeah, it's like that's a very odd choice of words.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
because they always said it was
bizarre. But then somebody, and I forget where I read this or saw this, but they said that there was an emergency, right, when Obama was president, and rather than taking him to
the normal spot,
Nellis or wherever it is, they took him to Denver Airport.
Yeah.
They took him to Denver, and I was like, oh, that seals it. Yeah, that's where they go now.
No, yeah. I agree. That one's a, and if you, I forgot where I was going with this shit. Um, yeah, if you align it with, there's a, I don't know if it's actual factual or if it's just, because nowadays who the fuck knows? They you could put a map on and be like, this is the map of the underground tunneling system, and you know all that bullshit. But dude, I could do that on uh, Microsoft Paint or something like that, and then put it out there and be like, people believe it, you know. But that's supposed to be like the central hub where the underground railways are, and they're not like railways like we think of. They're, I think that you can get from like California to New York in, like, I want to say like an hour or an hour and a half or something.
Do you know how fast you would have to go for that? Like that is like that's like the Learjet, not the Learjets, the
Right. Yeah. Like that's
you know what I'm trying to say.
Blackbird.
Yeah, no, this supersonic, like they were private
Oh, the Concords.
Concords, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Concorde speed.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 800 miles an hour plus or whatever. Don't quote me on the speed, but yeah, it's supposed to be like recalculously fast.
That's faster than a bullet train wedge. That like bullet trains can't go that fast. That's faster than a bullet train would be traveling.
Yeah. Uncaged Savage says the Vatican telescope. That's an interesting one, and yes, it's actually called Lucifer.
Yeah,
and it's like light emitting, blah blah blah.
I looked into that.
Yeah, but they changed the name recently. Now it's not even called that anymore.
Yeah, I think the Vatican was getting like an ungodly number of like inquiries regarding it. To the point they were like, we don't own a telescope named Lucifer.
Right. Yeah. No, that's called Mount Wedgemore. Yeah. No. Because I remember that being an actual thing. And and I was like, aha, because like most of my family's Catholic. And I've, since not been since a younger age. And I was like, aha. I'm like, look it up. And years ago, they would look it up and be like, dude, what the, and I'm like, yeah, see, yeah.
Don't talk to me like that, Dave. It's a serious conversation.
Okay, here's a good one. People have been rummaging over this one, and they got some pretty good explanations for it. How do you feel about going back to Mars, the face on Mars? Remember that big stony freaking thing?
I can see it in my mind's eye. Yes.
And then how like a few years later, it was like, it looked like a freaking bomb hit it, and it was blasted all to hell, and you couldn't tell what it looked like anymore. They're like, no, it's just the way the shadow was.
Okay, so that's difficult because pareidolia is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so pareidolia is a real thing.
But that was very symmetrical.
That was super symmetrical. Coincidence, I don't know. Like, I have a hard time with that. Like, that's another one that I'm like, is it pareidolia with shadows? Because they just show that one little snippet of it. Like, I don't have any context of a grander scheme. Like, are there other angles that it's taken at? Because if you can take it at several other angles and it maintains a face-like structure, I would be more inclined to believe that it's like an Easter Island head that fell over. You know what I mean? As opposed to if you take it at other angles and then it starts just changing wildly, and you just, that one shot just happened to catch it at the right light.
Yeah, like seeing Jesus on a tortilla.
Yeah.
No, well, Or you could also go to the fact that, they erased a bunch of those pictures, and that was one that someone just slept on and didn't erase out of that batch of files.
Yeah.
That's kind of the but okay, so on that one, so like the face is like here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then over, I'm not going to say left or right or south, but over to the other side, there is what looks like a like an Egyptian city structure. There's like pyramid, big pyramid, little pyramid, medium pyramid, and then like city road looking thing. I forgot what it. There's a whole area. It starts with a C, but yeah, it's like it looks like a little city. And what's weird about that, and kind of like why I don't even believe in Mars being Mars, right? So it's very weird that I think about it. But I was driving, I was ordaining a wedding in like central West Texas, like going from Austin up to, I want to say Abilene, maybe, or somewhere up there. Yeah.
No man's land.
Yeah. And we were going through these things, and I kept spotting these big, it looked the exact same. You'd see like a big pyramid, but it's all grass. It looks like hills. You'd see a big one, a little one, and a littler one. And then you'd see like smaller mounds. And I was like, dude, look at that one. And then like we drive for another 30 minutes, and then there's one over there. And I'm like telling Jen this, she's driving, I'm like, look at that. Big one, medium, little one, and then mounds. And if you look at like even the Aztec cities and the Mayan cities, it's the same freaking layout, same as like the one on Mars, right?
Yeah.
Big, medium, little, and then mounds where the city. So if you take those and look at them as like the temples or tombs or hierarchy spots or whatever, and then the city's built around it, but it's all under green. But it's obviously it's pointed. It's not like a dilapidated mountain. Yeah. So that struck my interest about it. Like, idea that's the same thing that is right by that big face on Mars.
Right. I mean, I'll have to go back and look at the photos. I remember there being other structures there, but I can't remember what. Like I said, but I would want to see it again from other angles.
Right. Well, the next ones that they showed, it literally looked like a bomb had like blew like half the face sideways.
Right.
So like if they went, oh man, we're busted, and just
abort, boom. Yeah.
I mean,
abort mission. Abort mission.
Yeah, exactly. Make it impossible for anybody else to see. Yeah.
So this is completely switching subjects, but it just popped
up. Hell yeah. Switch gears.
It's we're going into fourth. So I heard an urban legend that I hadn't heard before from New Orleans.
Ooh.
Involving vampire brothers. The Carter brothers. Have you heard of the Carter brothers?
No, I have not.
Neither had I.
No.
And I need to do a little more research. I kind of went down a story rabbit hole with them today, but I need to do a little more research to see if this is like a recent thing or if there's like history to it. But the story is there were two brothers in the 30s, right? Well, the story starts with this chick who's malnourished, like disheveled, clearly injured. stumbling into the streets out of a pretty nice home in the quarter. And, she stumbles into the streets and she tells this story of being held captive in this home. And she says that there are at least a dozen other people that had been held there as well. So the police go to investigate, and sure enough, they find a home with other people that were being held captive. Some of them were deceased. A few of them were still alive, supposedly. They were two brothers, the Carter brothers. They came home while the police were in the home. They got away. They were eventually apprehended. They told the police when they were finally apprehended to just go ahead and end it, just kill them right then, because their lust for blood was so great that they would not stop. And a lot of people interpreted that as them being vampires. And so they were tried. And this is all supposed. Now, I haven't done any research on this, so I don't know, urban legend, real, not real. I have to do research, like I said. But anyway, they were supposedly executed for these crimes. Well, several years later, they were buried in a family mausoleum. Another family member needed to get buried. They went to open the vault to put the next family member in there with them, and their bodies were gone. And there are stories that pop up around New Orleans about people that have supposedly encountered one or both of the Carter brothers, in the year since.
That's cool.
Yeah. So Ace, I didn't say a specific year. It was very vague. The story I heard just said the 1930s. So I need to do some research, but I thought, that's a new one. Of course, there are tons of stories I'm sure I haven't heard, but I mean, I dived so far into New Orleans folklore and stories. It was interesting that one that profound I hadn't heard before. So I'm a little suspect of it, but I thought I'd share that with you since you have a penchant for vampires.
Yeah, I'd like to actually look into the, New Orleans City records and see if the execution was actually, put in the newspapers or reported publicly. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, there's a weird one. This has nothing to do with anything. We're going back into neutral, but I found out that I think it was Joe Schumacher, right? The dude that directed The Lost Boys.
Oh, Joel Schumacher.
Yeah. He directed the NXS video, the
Need you to
know. Yeah. I did not know that.
I
found that out today.
Yeah. Centuries yesterday.
Yeah.
You can,
because I know you loved NXS, so that's why it kind of rang a bell for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so. Now I got that song stuck in my head.
Screw you guys, I'm going home, leaving Monica with NXS stuck in her head.
Got an earworm.
Right. Yeah. All right. Shit.
Which does, man, I bet the New Orleans PD have some twisted stories to tell. Man, I bet they do. I would love to read through the old New Orleans records. Wouldn't you, like the old PD records?
Yeah. Well, I'd be more interested in the ones they weren't allowed to tell.
Yeah.
That'd be the ones where you talk to an old cop from, back in the gap. Yeah. And he's like, they told us never to tell, but
I would be curious what the beat cops had to say when the Axeman was doing his thing, because people went just batshit, you know, when the Axeman was out prowling around.
Yeah. Because that's kind of like the dude from Texarkana, right? It was one of those
The
things where
Phantom
it
Killer.
all
Yeah.
went down and no one ever figured it out.
Well, unlike the Phantom Killer, the Axeman like sent stories into the newspaper, and he told him like, I'm going to kill on this certain date at a certain time, and unless I hear jazz coming from every house, like any house that doesn't have jazz music playing in it.
What an asshole.
For real. He's like, I'm going to freaking kill every single person. That's people, like all of the jazz musicians were sold out in the city that night. Like people were like, they were jazzing it up. And it's crazy. Like the grip this murderer had on the city was insane. But what's interesting is there were some killings down in Austin. They were the servant girl killings that were very similar to the Axeman in a really close proximity of time. So I don't wonder if he didn't split, because it just stopped. It just stopped in New Orleans. So I don't wonder if he left there and then went over to Austin and started picking up servant girls.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because serial killers like that, they don't just stop. They don't just
no.
I'm done. They either die, get locked up, or they move on. Like they're not stopping.
Yeah, no, that's your addiction, man. Yeah. But no, that sucks, man, because I'm like jamming some Master P and all of a sudden I get got because I'm not into jazz.
I ain't jazz, bro. I love jazz. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Yeah, I'll drag you down to Frenchman Street. We'll go down there and listen to some live jazz.
I'll do jazz. I just hate the fruity, or not the fruity, but the fluty jazz.
Like the Kenny G stuff.
The weird stuff that doesn't have any solid beat. It's like, you know, I'm like, that's not, you're not even on key and on point. Like, it's not even the band playing. It's just like you.
Come on now.
Kind of like
enjoy that type of jazz as well.
Well, I don't know if you watch comic book movies, but like on Spider-Man 3, when Peter Parker was all venomed out, he's like or what was the other flick that did it big time? Anchorman, when Anchorman like pulled out his flute and started jamming with the band. That's not my.
That's like music. I don't know. Okay, so one of my favorite songs is Take 5 by Brubeck. So I like it. It's relaxing. I like jazz. I like all kinds. I like what you'll hear over on Frenchman Street, you know, like scat jazz. I like the Brubeck jazz. I like all the jazz.
Yeah. Yeah, like Zydeco. I can dig Zydeco.
Yeah, Zydeco.
All day to that shit.
Zydeco gets your feet tapping. I love Zydeco.
Yeah.
I like Zydeco while I'm eating crawfish and drinking beer.
Right. Yeah. No, my uncle turned me on to Zydeco when I was probably like 11 or 12. And that's what we used to literally do. We'd throw on Zydeco, go out in his backyard, drink freaking beer and, you know, barbecue and hang out and get drunk as shit. You know, just jam freaking Zydeco music. I forgot if I called him right now, he'd tell me, but there's one dude that we got hooked on. I can't remember his name, and I'd be wasting y'all's time trying to remember.
I'm over here trying to get comfortable. These chairs suck after a while. Sorry.
Getting comfortable sucks after you're 40-something anyway.
I'm telling you, like I've lost weight, so I have no like padding in my ass, like everything. Like I can't sit on a pillow for too long. I can't not sit on a pillow for too long.
Oh yeah.
I've got a bony ass.
Bony ass. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm built like a freaking Jeep, so I have nothing from the waist down as far as padding goes. Like Jen's like, you have chicken legs and a chicken butt. And I'm like, yeah, that's why it sucks to sit. I have to have like a big cushiony freaking couch or something.
I
Other
mean,
than
I don't
that,
know. I've never really had much of an ass. I've had a flat ass my whole life. I wish I could say otherwise, but I'd be lying. May as well be real.
ditto. Belts don't work for me. I sag no matter what.
I mean, I got hips, thank goodness, and keeps my pants from falling off, I suppose, because sure ain't my butt.
Well, see, hips are different for now. We're on the 1 hour, so we don't have to. But hips are. We can go into this shit. Hips are different for chicks than they are for dudes. Like what we consider hips, like where our belt line is right around your waist. Like, but y'all wear y'all's pants up, like almost underneath your belly button. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so like y'all's hips are what we call like the love handles. So I never thought that to be a fair analogy.
Well, I mean, my hips are legitimately like right where my hip bones are. They're called hip bones for a reason. Like, yeah, like right on there. Yeah. I used to have, don't get me rolling. Never mind. Doesn't matter what I used to have. Doesn't matter what I used to have because it's gone. It fled the scene. It was.
Right. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Somebody said Botox will fix my flat ass. All right. Shoot Botox in my ass.
Yeah. No, I'm good. Isn't Botox the paralyzing?
Yes, it is botulinum.
Yeah, it's botulism, right? Yeah. That's why it's called Botox. Yeah, that's right. See, I kind of know stuff.
Toxin or something like that, yeah. And I'm so man, I am so scared to have any kind of like plastic surgery done on my face. Like I want it so bad, but I'm also so very freaking afraid. I am so very freaking afraid because one wrong poke and I look like Sloth from the Goonies. Like I know.
Sloth love baby Ruth. Yeah. See Monica out there asking for baby Ruth and shit. At
chocolate. Yeah. When ear starts flapping. Yeah. Friends.
You see a Bigfoot in it.
Pain. You won't feel pain anymore.
You see Bigfoot and it runs away from you.
It's like, what the hell?
Hell no.
You'll know that I went to the wrong plastic surgeon if I show up looking like the Phantom Killer with the sack over my face and one eye hole cut out.
Yep, Friday the 13th part 2.
It's for my good eye.
That's my good eye. Yeah, man. Actually, speaking of stack over the face with one hole. Wait, I said that wrong. That was too immature for that one. I actually had my son and my nephew, my youngest son and youngest nephew, marathon over Thanksgiving holiday, marathon the entire Friday the 13th series.
Okay.
I was like, are y'all sure,
dude,
man?
I remember you telling me about that, man. I don't have the bandwidth for that kind of
shit.
Dude,
yeah. I think I took like 3 naps in one day watching it with him. I was like, yeah, check this part out. Just then woke up like a movie later, and I'm like, this one's good because of this. But they stomached through. So they did the entire Friday the 13th and the entire Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, they stomached. It took them 3 days to do it, but they did it.
I don't have that kind of drive.
Yeah, kudos to them. Well, they didn't have nothing better to do.
I'd find something better to do. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm jaded. I mean, Gen X, baby. We've seen those movies 100 million times. I guess if it,
Yeah, but
to
it
be
took us
young and
years.
impressionable like that, I suppose, and fresh. All of it's fresh.
Yeah. No, well, that and I taught him how to play 5 card draw with a poker set with fake $100. That poker set I got for my birthday with the fake
Mhm.
$100 bills. So you get $1,000 each, and then you have to trade them out for the poker chips, and you don't get any more extra money, but you can trade your chips out for cash at the end.
Okay.
So I had a 10 and a 12-year-old. Basically, the only thing they were missing was cigars, playing freaking poker, watching all the freaking old 80s horror movies and shit. It was pretty cool.
You need to
Like,
teach me how to play poker. My friend's husband tried to teach me ages ago, and it never stuck. And I just don't gamble. I just don't gamble because I like my money. I like
right.
keeping it. And I am not a lucky person. If I go to gamble, I will lose it 100%. Uh, so I just never bothered to try to relearn it. But my company's having a holiday party next weekend, and it's a casino night that we're putting
Ah,
on.
sweet.
So, I mean, I can play blackjack. We've got blackjack, craps, poker, and uh, blackjack, craps, poker. What's the one
Roulette.
on roulette and roulette?
Yeah, I'm not a big gambler. My brothers are. So, yeah, I went and played right before that. I went up and played with my brothers in Austin for, you know, not real money, um, because that would be illegal in Texas. But yeah, so to get refreshed on, but they play that fucking Texas Hold'em shit or whatever,
Eh,
and I can't. Like 5 card draw, 5 card
I
stud. I
can't
can
play
do it.
regular ass poker. I people play 5 card draw sounds worse.
It's so much easier. It's so much
I
easier.
suck at games. I suck at games. So I was okay. So I was at a camp with a bunch of friends, and they wanted to play card games, like I don't know, old women. So there was some game where you had to either you could either win the bulk of the hands, or the person who won like all the rounds either had to win the bulk or they had to lose every single hand. And I lost so much that by the end I was like 2 hands away from winning by losing everyone, and I wasn't even trying. Like I sucked that bad. But then when I realized, okay, I'm 2 away from winning because, well, I've just lost every single hand inadvertent, like I'm not trying to do it this way. I was like, well, the odds are like you're going to win one just through odds, right? You're not.
Right.
So then I had to like throw like at least one of the hands so that I could win by, losing all of them. But yeah, I mean, I think we played like 7 games, and like 5 of the 7 games I legit lost because I sucked. So I'm horrible. I'm horrible at card games specifically.
Yeah. No, it's funny the because I'm really good at blackjack. Like normally, I'm really freaking good. And the first time me and Jen went to Vegas together, I'm like, all right, set aside, babe. I'm gonna show you how it's done. And dude, she beat my ass all over the map. I could get a good hand to save my life. I think the first night I lost like $750.
Holy shit, dude.
Like nothing, dude. I was like, what? Why? And she's like up like 1,500, and I'm like,
She's
what the
beating your
hell?
ass.
Dude, she was beating me. She was beating the dealer. I was like, yeah.
I'm a
I
cooler.
was like, no. Yeah, it's I ended up coming up though because I found uh it's a big table, and it has little mechanical horses, so it's horse racing, but they're all little mechanical, so you get
I
to
think I've
bet.
seen that.
Yeah, and dude, I started getting, because if you gamble, you drink for free, right? So you get me drinking for free, you're in trouble.
I mean, I'll sit at the slots and do that. Just
Yeah.
theater bar.
But that was one of the funnest ones because I'm like putting it in. I'm like, bam, bam, I bet on that horse, that horse. And like I'm yelling at these little mechanical horses in a bubble going around. I'm like, go, motherfucker, go. Yeah. Yeah. Like it was like people do with football games that I can't stand. But
That's one thing I was actually pretty decent at was horse racing. My dad taught me how to bet at the horse race. I was pretty good at that.
dude, if you ever come down to, if we ever do like a tube float or something down here, right in Shirts, which is right off the Guadalupe River, they have it's called Romani races or something like that. Jen would correct me instantly. But they have like an odd animal race. So they'll do like llamas and shit, or like, like weird animals, ostrich races, and you can just go down there and just like regular horse betting, but it's all like
That's cool. I'd totally do that.
Yeah, do some shots and
Oh yeah, I'll tortoise race. Get out there, Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, like freaking turtles can haul ass when they want to.
dude, that's no bullshit.
That is no bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, they can, dude. That's when you grow up, you realize, yeah, that turtle might have just beat that freaking.
Like I try to get them off the roads because they try to play Frogger every spring here.
Yeah,
like I'm sure they do down there too. And I do my best. Like if I see one like approaching a major road, like to pull over and try to save that poor turtle. And those little just like double down on it. I'm like, listen, you little bitch. I'm like trying to I don't want to die trying to save you. Get your ass back here.
Yeah, turtles can scurry, man.
Yeah.
They will. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, Jen does that. She'll like get out and stop and save the turtle. Oh man,
I don't want to drive down the road again and see him dead. I mean, it's just I can't. Like I can't.
Yeah, no, I'm like just straddle it and go. Just don't hit it. You'll be all right.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like George Bush Turnpike, like major highways that I'll like try to get them away from.
Yeah, I dig it. Now we're in the country, so it's off country road. It's like we're doing like 35. I'm like, dude, just straddle the turtle. He'll make his way across. He'll just tuck in.
Or I'll chase him across the road. It's a little bastard. I mean, not the highways, but like the farm roads. Like
the farm roads, right?
Yeah, and if he's already halfway across, by the time I get out of the car, I'll just like stomp behind him and chase his ass the rest of the way. Make sure he completes the journey. But oh my gosh, so there was one crossing the road out in front of my work. And there was a city of Dallas, like utilities truck, he was parked on the road next to him and he wasn't stopped. And because cars come flying up and down that road that I'm on. And it's like a residential street. Like it's not like a major road, but they don't give a shit. They're doing like 50 down that thing. And I was like, this turtle's going to die. And this utility truck is just sitting there with his window down looking at him. I parked in our parking lot, walked down the road. The dude was still standing. I walked right up with him with his window rolled down, grabbed the turtle, and he just looked at me, this city worker. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to, move him off into the nice damp bushes over here. And he was like, yeah, okay. I was just, making sure nobody hurt him. And I was like, yeah, that's why I drove around you and almost hit him myself.
Yeah, no, I'm if I can avoid them, I just don't mess with. Because they say that like if you advance it, say if they're going from left to the right, that if you take them to the right, they'll get confused and they'll go back to the left. I've heard that before. So
I
I'm
just
like,
complete the journey, whatever direction they're pointed and heading. I just, take them on a little warp speed journey the rest of the way.
yeah.
Like they go plaid.
Yeah.
They went straight to
They went flat. Ludicrous speed. Yo.
I say that and nobody understands me.
I do.
So one of my bosses, when he bought his Tesla, he gave me the keys. He's like, "Go take it for a drive," and I was like, "Okay." So some of the people in the office came with me, and I hit ludicrous speed. And I was like, "We're going straight to Plaid," and nobody got it.
And Cage said, follow a channel about a turtle that rides on a mini skateboard. Yeah, I know that one. That thing is hilarious, dude.
It is because he harasses that cat.
That cat. Which,
like, don't come over here with your bullshit. And he's like, here I am with my bullshit.
And that cat's like, what in the actual fuck is going on? Yeah.
Good.
Tell that cat what time it is.
Ow, quit it. Ow, quit it.
Can't stand cats. I don't hate them, but I can't stand them. I know. You and Jen too.
That's fighting words, dude.
I know.
I love you, but I'll fight you.
No, earlier mine was freaking. I don't know what she was playing with, whether it was like one of her little toys or something, but dude, she turned my whole freaking living room, kitchen, and bedroom into like a WWE wrestling match. Like she was up on top of the fridge and jumping down, and that's all you hear is bam, slam, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, Diddle, what the fuck are you doing? And like, stops, looks at me like, what, bitch? I'm like, fuck.
My boy cat one of my boy cats did that this morning. He never does that. He's my moose ass cat. I call him moose ass. His name's Silver, but he's like so fat. But he decided it was time to run it off this morning, and he was just like spazzing out, running for me. He never does that. Just being a complete spaz this morning. But like you said, like bouncing off, like he ran into like barely into Lucas's room, then turned around and like charged me down the hallway, like Scooby-Doo did around the corner, like the hardwood floors. Yeah.
No, yeah, see, that's like too much for me. I'm like, babe, get your cat. She's like, what is she doing? Oh, come here, baby. And I'm like,
they're all mama's babies. Like they're calm for me, but like they, like moose ass will hiss at my son. Like anybody who tries to like get near them except mama.
Yeah.
Get the fuck away. Except Belle, my girl cat. She's dad's girl. She's like, thanks for the kibble. I'm going to go sleep next to dad now. And he doesn't like cats.
Yeah. Only time my cat.
Because I will continue to get cats.
Yeah. She only likes me when she's in heat. She's like trying to back it up on me. She's like, kicking her legs backwards on my foot. I'm like, if you don't get the. So I got like a little blue squirt bottle and I'll squirt her. She's like, but if you squirt and you hit the wrong spot, she's like, yeah.
Mildly enjoyable.
That's what I'm talking about. Thanks. Like, no, that's not the point.
It's not what I wanted. That was not the outcome I was looking for.
Right, exactly. So yeah, there's that event for anybody out in Central Texas. I don't know how many of y'all cats and kittens are out there. Next weekend is Mallapalooza in Temple.
Woohoo!
And yeah, they got a pretty big lineup. It grew since originally it was supposed to be around Halloween. and then they had a cancellation. So, but in that meantime, they ended up picking up like 5 or 6 extra actors and actresses. So
Okay.
it's going to be pretty dope. And Cult Classic, we just lined up a few more. And that's in late March. I hope you can make it out to that one because that one's going to be fun as fuck.
I think I can.
Yeah.
We'll see what's
Yeah.
going on because I'm going to have to settle my stepmother's estate. So, I mean, I'm not the executor, but I feel trips out to California
Right.
would be in order.
Nah, yeah, business first, fun after. But yeah, but I think they added. So last time I was talking to the audience and you, I think it was like Rhonda Shears,
Mm-hmm.
the last one, and then they got the dude from Return of the Living Dead, the little nerdy dude. It's like Trash is taking her clothes off again, So he'll be out there. And now they're starting to announce the cosplayers and the musical acts.
Sweet.
And, yeah, and I'm one of the musical acts, so I got to get my shit together.
Well, I have to go if you're going to be on stage.
Yeah.
Because I'll have to be like, that's my friend.
Yeah, now I got to get my flyer together, and the dude that I'm going on stage with, him and my DJ Knox, and Hack Nah, he's gonna be rapping with me. But it's weird, man. It's weird when we were young and we were all doing music. They were all like, come on, every show, like, everyone was party, and I was holding down like a 9 to 5. But I still party through decades of it. And now that these cats, because they were a lot younger than me, and now that they're getting older, they're like, "Oh, dude, I got to go to work." Excuse me, my throat's tickling, and I'm like, "Dude, I did that every freaking day. Like, I was holding down a 9 to 5, and in 3 months we did 53 shows."
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's literally like a show every other day.
Yeah.
If not more, yeah. And I'm like, dude, what y'all talking about? I've been doing that since y'all were in your early 20s and I was in my 30s.
Get it together, rookies.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, no. So I got to get all that figured out, and then I suggest if we're all going or anybody who's interested, look up Cult Classics on either Facebook, or they also have their actual official web page. But we're gonna have a really good lineup. So we got Joe Bob Briggs is coming out.
Hell yeah.
Rhonda Shears, Darcy the Mail Girl. What's her name? One of the most famous porn stars ever. I want to say Pamela Anderson, but it's not Pamela Anderson because she's not a porn star.
Jenna
Jameson. Yeah.
Jonathan. Yeah.
Jenna Jameson's coming out because she was in horror movies. A lot of people are like, why is she going to be out there? But one of the greatest freaking, I think, underground horror movies is Zombie Strippers, starring Jenna Jameson. Robert Englund's also in it, which everybody knows, Freddy Krueger. And it's about like the zombie pandemic breaks out. The military has pretty much got it under control outside of, the area. But one of the soldiers gets bit, and he knows he's bit. So he knows that the military is going to, execute him if they find out. So he sneaks into a strip club and ensues the entire freaking yeah. Yeah, the pool ball scene was awesome for people with imaginations.
I
You
will
can
have to watch that movie now.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And it's funny because like Robert Englund, he's like a total germaphobe. And there's a big scene where the girls are like rotting away and he's the jerk owner of the strip club. And yeah, it gets it gets pretty germophobic. We'll just put it that way. Because they're
Okay. I need to see it.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, so there's a couple of events in Texas if any of y'all are down coming up here in the next few months. They'll be awesome.
Yeah, and then okay, so next September we've got the Crossing Realms conference. Right?
Yeah, we're talking about that last night. I'm not privy to it.
The Front Porch is putting on with Bronze and Booze. So, I mean, when I say the Front Porch, I'm talking about everybody who's involved in the Front Porch. It's not just him. Right. So the Blondes and Tex and BMR and all of us, like, Cho and Paranormal Ball, all of us. And it's going to be in Richmond, Missouri.
Oh, and Missouri.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's way the hell over in Missouri. But it's going to be pretty cool. There is a ghost hunt happening afterwards. The tickets for that are limited, and we're almost sold out on the tickets for that. And all of the hosts are going to be there at the ghost hunt, so all of us will be there. So if you're able to secure the tickets for that, that's pretty cool. There's VIP seating, so you get the first few rows if you buy that. Otherwise, it's actually pretty reasonable. I want to say the VIP seating is like $60, but just general admission, I want to say is like $35. And kids 12 and under are free. And I think that's pretty reasonable for a conference. And this whole, Tex is going to be the MC. There's this whole lineup of speakers that unfortunately I don't have in front of me right now. But if you hop on over to Texas Front Porch and the Blondes and the Booze pages, we've got everything. And BMR's page, it's all listed out in the links to the Eventbrite tickets are there. It's going to be September 19th and 20th of 2025. So it's going to be super cool. And I'm going to drag Joe along with me. So
I'm getting dragged.
Yeah, Joe's getting dragged. So you're going to see...
I won't be in drag.
Easy. Well, you never know. You never know.
Oh, I know.
I bet I could get you drunk enough.
Trust me, people have tried.
And if you show up early enough, Tex loves a good karaoke, so there's a decent chance. Because we'll probably roll into town like Thursday night. The conference has a meet and greet Friday night. I want to say there's tickets for that too. But we'll probably roll into town Thursday night. So there's going to be all kinds of craziness going on in that poor little town that weekend. That poor little town has no idea what's about to hit it.
About to hit them.
Yeah, they got no idea. So bless them.
So it's going to be... Is it mostly cryptid or all around?
Well, it's kind of a combo. It's paranormal. The guys from Ghost Garage are going to be there. They're bringing some haunted cars. I know that.
Cool.
Yeah, right. And like
Christine.
Bertram is going to be there. Dr. Bertram and Celine will be there. Heather Mosier will be there. Greg Ogles will be there. It's this whole long list of people. I really encourage everybody to take a look at it.
That'll be dope.
Yeah. And then you get to hang out with me and Breezy. That's pretty freaking cool in itself. I feel like we're the draw. We're the draw.
Yeah.
We're worth a $35 ticket and an 8-hour car ride.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right.
Just watching and seeing how much I can drink is worth $35.
Yeah.
If I don't have to eat for 6 days in a row, I can drink.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we got also the Louisiana, the New Orleans trip.
The New
For
Orleans,
everybody, yeah.
mid-January.
So, yeah, we'll be
That's rolling
doing
up on us. We got to get a house, man. I haven't done that yet.
stat.
I've had so much shit going on. And actually, my friends are like, Monica, what are you like? Who do we give the deposit to for the house? And I'm like, I got to get a house first. Hold on.
Right.
I got to get a house, or you're just getting a dang hotel room. Hold on.
And then also in January, we're getting a special guest on the Breezy Speakeasy.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the name yet, just because I want to wait till the date's locked in, because they are booked up with conventions and conferences and all this but they starred in a horror movie that I'm pretty much everybody in the chat and who follows my channel has seen. I'll put it that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've this horror movie for sure.
And just to put a little plug in it, it's a actual Wes Craven film.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just
plug. It was filmed in and around where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sweet. Actually, It wasn't filmed in the city. The city snubbed them. It was filmed north of where I grew up, but there were scenes filmed around town where I grew up, like the video store scene. I used to go rent videos in high school.
No shit.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be live. So I told her, damn. All right. Whatever. I let it out the bag, or half of it. We're going to do it speakeasy style. It's not going to be a formal interview kind of crap. And she's totally on board. Awesome, really cool chick. And so we're just going to be shooting the BS, and her dude.
Super excited about it.
Yeah.
She seemed very excited she would be able to swear. Mm-hmm. She's like, cussing, I'm there.
Yeah. And her dude is actually a very main actor in one of the most iconic horror movies that we all know. So I'm gonna see if he'll even jump on even for a little 5 or 10 minutes just to tell some stories about the movie he was in. He plays one of the most iconic villains of all time. And I'll just say that was a John Carpenter movie.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it ought to be a blast.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. And then, so my plans, because I don't know how I came to the thought of doing it, but it just hit me out of the middle of nowhere. I was drinking, of course, but I was drinking excessively. And then I thought about it, and I got a lot of these actors and actresses and producers and directors that I know from the gas station, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station, that I've met hundreds of times over and know them and drink with them and kick it with them. And so I'm going to make it like a main vantage point to try to get one of these on every month or so. And so we'll every month we might have, a director, an actor, an actress that was in a Friday the 13th or, a Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works.
Hang out. We're cool. Hang out. We're cool kids, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool kids table.
And we're 80s kids, so
That's right.
we love all that stuff. So yeah. But we're running on the 11:55 mark. Normally I go 2 hours, but I know Monica is an
Sorry.
early to rise girl.
Oh, well, yeah. And I had to work all day today. I'm tired.
And you were up late as shit last night. We did
Yeah, it
your
was.
show went your show
My
went
show went
till
long last night.
midnight and a half.
Yeah.
Which was an awesome show. That dude's cool. Brent, right?
Brent Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's really cool. I like him a lot.
Yeah. No, he was a down to earth cat. And I love the down to earth ones because
Yeah.
and I'm not talking shit. Disclaimer right up front. When it comes down to what I've noticed it's just like in the music community, when it comes down to the cryptid community, a lot of them you're like, yeah, I don't know about all that, but okay.
Yeah.
But whenever you get those sound mind cats that are, truly interested in the love of the game,
Right.
and not just trying to put out, that's when I missed on, shit. I was going to do a whole little scheme on the BS on the ghost hunting stuff with the, where because there's a lot of them that are, you watch them and they're like, what was that?
And it wasn't a damn thing. Yeah.
Hear that knock? And it's like, no, I didn't. And my volume's up to 42 because it has to stay on an even number. So
one day I'm going to hit your end stream button at like 37 and a half or 37 and 51. It's going to be like the most random number.
No, drive me out of my damn mind. Yeah, like even starting the stream tonight, I was like, all right, we're at whatever.
It's a round number. We can start.
10:20, we can start now. But yeah, so I was going to get into one of those where it's like the just the I don't want to say fakeness because I'm not trying to call anybody out because everybody does their own thing, and it's not judging people and all that is way above my pay grade, so I don't do it. But I do tend to do an eye roll, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't hear that.
Judging as much as it is, I don't want to listen to this shit anymore.
Yeah, that too.
I'm not judging you. I just don't want to hear it.
Or when every single episode is, oh, it was the scariest episode ever, or demons almost got us.
I mean, they're hooks. That's what you call it. It's a hook.
Yeah, it's
your hook's dull.
Yeah.
You've got a dull hook. So
it's clickbait to me.
Yeah.
So, but I was gonna do that earlier, but it totally slipped my mind. So maybe we'll do it on another one. But yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. Yeah. Did you hear that? Then commercial. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Cliffhanger. Like watching The Sopranos.
It was the sound of the commercial queuing.
Yeah. Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Boogity boogie.
Oh, I forgot to tell you earlier. Jen did almost, if not comparable, if not compatible cacaw earlier tonight.
Cacaw.
Yeah, we were talking about something, and she's like, cacaw. And I was like, oh, yeah, y'all got to have a cacaw. It's going down.
Cacaw.
It's going down, man.
That's the signal. Cacaw. Is it subtle? Cacaw.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. But So yeah, we're at 12 o'clock and 1 hour and 40 minutes. So my OCD is really kicking into overdrive. So, Monica, if you got anything to let anybody know, or if you have any,
I think all of you know me. You know where to find me. Our paranormal world. It's right. Some shit right there. Right there.
yeah,
Our
we switched
paranormal.
sides this time.
It's all over the place. At the @ symbol, Monica's, plural, Monica's Paranormal World will take you right to me on YouTube. And I also have a TikTok account, a Facebook account, and a Facebook account for our Paranormal World. Everybody is hitting me up on my personal account trying to friend me. I don't let everybody in on the personal account for friends. So I appreciate the friend requests. Not everybody's going to make it through that.
Yeah.
And an open to the public Paranormal World Instagram account. So the Paranormal World Instagram account, the Monica Rollins Instagram account is pretty open too. So just hit me up. I'm all over social media. You can't miss me. Can't miss me. I'm everywhere.
Sweet.
So hit me up. Tune into Breezy. See me on BMR's show tomorrow. No, actually, I'm not going to be on a show tomorrow night because I have a holiday party to go to. I get to put on an ugly sweater and go get drunk.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Sounds like my kind of party.
Yeah, driving, so I get to drink.
So I was chopping it up with Monica. You can only really find me here or on Facebook. And like Monica's thing, I only select certain people. And it's nothing against anybody. It's just that there's a lot of tits for tats going on in the side of the YouTube world. So you never know who's who and what's what. But I was chopping it up with Monica about creating a Rumble channel called Our Paranormal Speakeasy. Yeah. That we can actually put these shows on so they'll be conclusive, so you can see all the shows from both her channel and my channel, as well as do shows that that might get you excommunicado from the old YouTubers. So we'll see how that works out. We'll figure it out. But yeah. But thank you everybody for tuning in. We love you as always, and
we sure do.
God bless, and keep searching for the truth because it's out there somewhere.
Somewhere in the skies. I want to believe.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah, and YouTube shorts for Monica are coming soon. I've just been so busy. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. I haven't had a lot of time to film the shorts because those take a long time. Those take a long time for me to put together. Like I have to do like 50 to 100 takes before I get one that you guys see. So because it's Christmas season and I've got a lot to say about that. I've got a lot of creepy little shorts tidbits to throw at you, especially with the solstice, the longest night, which is spooky time 2.0. You think the veil was thin at Halloween and Samhain, it's actually thinner during the solstice. So I got some good shorts coming at you in the next month. So stay tuned, guys.
Right on. All right. And on that note, we will let y'all go. And one love. Straight up.
Bye.